Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining another Quintessential Roots podcast. Today you're in for a treat. We will be discussing the difference between hypnosis and mind control. We have a special guest who will be discussing the differences. We have Big Abundant. He is an entrepreneur. He's a certified hypnotherapist and Master Street Hypnotist. Big Abundance is the founder of the Big Abundant brand, and he enjoys teaching people how to use their subconscious mind. And Big will discuss the differences between hypnosis and mind control. So I'm going to bring him in. Let's welcome him. Thank you for joining us, Big Abundant. How are you?
Doing amazing. Thanks for having me on. I'm honored to be here and to talk with you, fellow classmate. Let's do this. I'm excited.
I'm so excited to have you because I've seen your work. So please tell us how you got into this whole hypnosis thing and even street hypnosis.
Okay. When I was a kid, one of my favorite movies was Matilda. I used to literally sit in my room and try to move stuff in my mind. And I never could, but to this day, I'm still working on it. But when I was about 14, I was at a carnival and I saw a stage hypnotist. And I went up as one of the volunteers and he was saying, my hand is going to start lifting higher and higher. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, right. But next thing I know, the hand is slowly starting to lift. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta learn how to do this. Like if I can't move things, I guess I'll settle for moving people. So I started buying books, learning about hypnosis, and I was trying to take courses, but my parents was like, man, we're not paying for you to learn no hypnosis. Like, that stuff not even real. I'm like, yeah, it is. I got hypnotized and like whatever. So I started reading books and just learning everything I could and practicing on my friends. Then I started learning about hypnotherapy and learning how like you couldn't just use this to make people's hands raise and stick them to the ground. You can help people quit smoking, lose weight, past life regression. You can work on confidence. So the more I learned, it was like I couldn't stop digging and couldn't quit going for information. And I've been studying it ever since that day. I haven't missed a day of studying hypnosis. It's never ending, and 15, 16 years in, and I'm still learning stuff and still trying new stuff. My goal is always to push the boundaries as far as I can until I fail. And go, oh, that didn't work. Let's figure out why that didn't work. I'm never like somebody says it's not possible. Let's see. Let me go out and get some of my doubt, and I'll get back with you. But that's how I got into it. And street hypnosis is just, to me, it's the perfect playground for hypnosis. It makes the therapy portion a lot easier. Because if I can hypnotize in a bar and I can hypnotize at the park with the sun in your eyes and you didn't even leave the house to get hypnotized, when I get somebody in my office that showed up to get hypnotized, it's easy. So I like the confidence that street hypnosis helps you to build, and you can get a lot of practice in really quickly, spending a day out doing some street hypnosis.
Yeah, I feel you on that, always learning, because that's when you know that you're the master at your craft, when you keep learning and you keep trying. And my first session clients who have never been hypnotized before, when their hand goes to their face and I have them look at it, they go, oh my God, my hand is up there. So yeah, I feel you on that. So tell us a little bit.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask you, we watch street hypnotists and they have people doing things that we think they never have done before, whatever. But a lot of people think that is part of mind controlling people's mind. Is that really controlling their mind when you're out there on the street having them do things?
It looks like mind control, but actually what you're doing is you're controlling their perception. When I was in basic training, my drill sergeant used to say perception is 99% reality. Like we'll be standing at attention, he'll go, Shaw, you move, get on your face, start doing push-ups. You can go, I didn't move. You go, hey, I perceived you as moving. I'm in charge, and since I perceived you as moving, you were moving. So it's like if you're walking through the woods and you see a big shaggy dog, but you perceive it as a bear. Doesn't matter if it's a dog. If you perceive it as a bear, you're going to act like it's a bear. So when we're doing things like street hypnosis, I'm getting you to perceive your foot being stuck to the ground. Like sometimes I play with my daughter. She's 8 going on 9. She's a little heavier than she used to be. The other day I was joking with her. I was like, I can't pick you up anymore. She's like, yes, you can. I'm like, no, I can't. She's like, try. And I try to pick her up. Now, in order for me to actually pull this off, I have to go inside of my mind and literally pretend she's too heavy to pick up. And by me pretending she's too heavy to pick up, the right muscles will work against each other. Like I'll engage the muscles needed to pick her up, but the opposite muscle, the antagonist muscles, will work against that. So if I snapped out of that mindset, I'll pick her right up. But as long as I stay in that mindset, I can't pick her up. And that's what's happening in street hypnosis. I'm getting you to engage in this little imaginative world with me, but it's the same imagination that, back to the bear example, like the same portion of the brain that takes information from the 5 senses, it's the same portion of the brain that interprets what the imagination is saying. That's why you can watch TV and laugh, watch TV and cry, watch TV, and any emotion you can create in reality, you can create through watching TV, as long as you're willing to lock in. And that's what a good hypnotist is good at doing, building that rapport, getting that trust built easy, and building those yes sets. Okay, stand right here, take a deep breath in, and as you take that deep breath in and you let it out, that's right. And in a minute, your eyes are going to close. Of course, your eyes are going to close. You're holding them open. They're getting tired, but you're getting the subconscious mind going, okay, he hasn't lied yet. He said this was going to happen. It happened. He said this was going to happen. And it's just like if we knew each other for, say, a period of years, and I came and I had built a reputation with you of somebody you could trust. I go, Renee, you're not going to believe this. The sky is green. Even though you've never seen the green sky, you're like, well, you'll give me the benefit of, you're like, let me go see what he's like. As unusual as that sound, he's never lied to me before. He's about his business. He's not like a jokester. Let me see what he's talking about. And in that little window of let me see what he's talking about, we can slowly alter and twist the perception. And you don't react to reality. You react to your perception of reality. And that's what hypnotists, and especially in street hypnosis, we take advantage of that perception, that greatness of perception is malleable. What's his name? Anthony Jacquin has a book called Reality is Plastic. And he's talking about how reality is malleable. It's like clay. You can bend it. And that's what good hypnotists do. We alter the reality.
Yeah, I'm so glad you explained the processes of the mind, because then that gets people to understand the difference. But we have a clip of you in action, and I would love to play that right now so we can see you in action. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Now. All right, come stand right here for me. Yep, right there. What's your name?
Maddie.
Maddie? You excited to be hypnotized? Yeah, you're ready. You real ready. Let's see. Let's make sure you're hypnotized. Where everybody else, doesn't matter how quick you go in hypnosis. You got a good imagination? I'm looking at you. I think so. Put your hands out like this. Pretend this hand is a magnet. Pretend that hand is a magnet. Let's see what happens. And then you just feel that magnet getting stronger. Oh yeah, you're gonna go right into it. Yeah, you can form. Okay. Yo, go ahead and shake those hands out. Shake your shoulders. Relax. Rub your hands together. Nod your head when you start feeling heat. All right, lock them together tight as you can. Lock them. Index finger straight out and extend your arms. Focus on these fingers right here. Now we're gonna use your imagination. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open them up. Open them. I want you to pretend your fingers are magnets. There we go. And they're gonna touch. And when they touch, this magnet is gonna become strong as hell. That magnet is 100 times stronger, 1,000 times stronger, 10,000 times stronger, 1,000,000 times stronger. Those fingers are literally stuck together. Watch this. Try to unstick them. Notice that you can't. Try to unstick them. They're not gonna break or loose until I snap my fingers. Watch this. Alright, we're gonna put you in hypnosis. Left hand or the right hand? Oh, ambidextrous. Okay, let me borrow your right hand. Right here. Look right here. Focus on that spot. As you focus on that spot, watch this. The hand is coming in towards your face. All on its own. Closer. Hand just gets closer. deeper, deeper, deeper. The deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel. Oh, sorry, buddy. The deeper you go, deeper, deeper, relax. Dog, like, she okay? He's like, I'm gonna take advantage of this nigga now. Every time I say deep sleep, you're gonna go into this deep, restful state. Every time I say deep sleep, you're gonna go into this deep, restful state, and it's gonna be even more deep than the time before. Every time I say the word deep sleep, you just feel yourself go deeper, deeper, deeper. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. I'm gonna bring you back up on your feet. So what was that like for you?
Whoa.
Whoa, right? Good boy, Mom. So we're gonna show you something. You said you have protections, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me shake your right hand. I want you just to look at me. I want you to look at me as if you can see through me. I want you to let this arm just go loose, limp, relax, loose, limp, relax. Okay, take a deep breath in. Slowly let it out. Don't help me. Just let this arm go. Let me have complete control over this arm. That's it. Loose, limp, relax. Deep breath in. Let it out. Feel yourself already. Relax it. Feel yourself going out there. Deep, deep. Just take another deep breath in. This time, as you let it out, you're going to allow your eyes to close. Deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you go. From this point forward, anytime I say the word freeze, you're going to freeze like a statue. You're not going to move, you're not going to blink until I say the words unfreeze. Anytime I say the word freeze, you're going to freeze. Your mind's going to go completely blank. You're going to go into the completely adjustable state. Not here to understand. That's it. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. I don't know how you keep ending up on the ground. But what's your name again?
Maddie.
Maddie. All right. You remember my name? Did I tell you my name? I'm Big Abundant. I'm a professional hypnotist. I go literally all around the world hypnotizing people. Well, watch this. Freeze. I freeze. That's what's up. Okay. Look at your dad. Wave at him. Freeze. I freeze. So we got this new gentleman that just joined. Look at him. Tell him a wave. Give him a wave and tell him your name.
Maddie.
Freeze. You just forgot your name. Unfreeze. So, I'm Big Abundant. What's her name? Miranda. What's your name? But sometimes you forget to remember to forget. It's the craziest thing in the world. What's his name? You know his name? You know the dog's name? Monster. You just remembered your name, which is...
Maddie.
But you forgot the dog's name, which was... Crazy. So watch this. I'm gonna give you your name back, but the way I do things, I exchange something. I'm gonna give you the name back, but I'm gonna take something else. Take a deep breath in. As you let it out, you just sleep all the way down, baby. The number 2 does not exist. It's like it never existed. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 2 does not exist. Anything going around you just takes you deeper and deeper into the hypnotic trance. It's just like watching TV and letting go. It's just like watching a movie and letting go. It's just like listening to your favorite song and letting go. You just let go of the number 2. It does not exist. It's not here to understand. Alright, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to look at my hand. I want you to take one of your hands, point at my fingers. I want you to count my fingers out loud. Count your fingers for you. I'll point for you.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, let's count the other one.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So 6 and 6, 13, right? You got 13 fingers? What's 1 plus 1?
3.
How many wheels on a bike?
3.
How many hands do you have? You have 3 hands? How many feet do you have?
3.
3 feet. That's crazy. What's your name?
Maddie.
Maddie, okay. That's dope, Maddie. I want to see something. I'm going to get you up on your feet, Maddie. Let's stand up. And I'm going to hold you right here. I want you to put your feet together. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move your body without touching you. You think I can do that? You believe in energy? You don't think I can do it? Let's see, can I do it? You know, I like to test myself out. So keep your feet together. I'm going to just test something out. Okay. Alright, so I want you to stand right here. I want you to take a deep breath in. Let it out. Deep breath in. Watch this. All right, so I'm gonna get in sync with you. Watch this. There we go. I'm not gonna let you fall. I got you. Watch this. It's a rope right here. Imaginary rope right here. And I'm gonna grab this rope and I'm gonna just. There we go. I got you. I'm gonna do the same thing behind you. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna anchor the rope right here and I'm gonna just slowly pull it back and you feel yourself just naturally. I got you. All right. Let me have you count those fingers again. Let's see what happens.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, let's count all of our fingers. Let's see what happens. So,
1, 3, 4, 5, 6,
33 fingers combined, or what would that be? 11 and 11. What's that? 33? Cool. We're rocking. All right, that's all I want you to do. I want you to look at my hand. I want you to imagine. This is okay. So you know what magnets do when you face the opposite poles? They attract, right? So I want you to imagine that we're trying to put the same poles together, and this is repelling force coming from my hand. As my hand gets closer to your face, you can feel yourself gradually rocking back. You feel yourself just dropping down into deep sleep, all the way down.
Wow, that was amazing. You moved her body without her moving. So tell me what was going on. How did you pick her up?
I was actually done for the day. I was walking back to my car, and she saw the back of my shirt and sent her best friend after me. She's like, my friend wants to be hypnotized. Somebody that wants to be hypnotized is in prime condition to. It's like if you go to the car dealership and you really want a new car, it doesn't take the best salesman in the world to get you in a new car. He's just giving you room to do what you've already decided to do. So that's why anytime you see me out doing street hypnosis, it's never me walking up to people going, hey, would you like to be hypnotized? I sit back, I got a big sign to say, ask me to hypnotize you. And I mind my business and relax. I might listen to some music. I might be out working on marketing, following up on leads. And I wait for people to come to me. And entrepreneurs, I suggest that's how you do business. You don't want to be, and at least the way I do business, you don't want to be the one making the cold call. Hey, would you like to, you want to put really good content out there. You want to put really good information out there and show up as the expert. Then you got people coming to you saying, hey, I heard you were the go-to for, it's a very downhill battle from there. You didn't call me. I didn't call you. You called me. So you got the mind open. It's like it's very easy to get someone to do something that they are raising their hand going, yeah, me. So once we're sitting in that desire, first thing we do is start building rapport. Are you excited to be hypnotized? If she's excited to be hypnotized, I get excited with her. That's the pacing process. You got to pace and meet them where they are. And after a few seconds of good pacing, you can start leading. So do you want to be hypnotized? Yes. You want to be hypnotized right now by me? Yes. Okay. Stand right here. And now what I'm doing is I'm moving you physically. If I can move you physically, I can move you mentally. Do you have to stand in this specific spot to get hypnotized? No, but when you first enter a new situation, you do it consciously. But but your subconscious is listening because it wants to learn how to carry that process on without you. When you first start learning how to walk, or let's use learning how to drive. You're consciously driving. Okay, both hands on the wheel, put on my signal light, look in my mirror, it's good. Now the whole time the subconscious is listening. And one day you get in the car, the subconscious mind go, hey, I got this. I don't need you to. You can eat your food, you can fuss at the kids, you can do other stuff. I got driving. So I get her doing what I ask her to do consciously. And the subconscious mind is, okay, she's listening to him. Nothing dangerous has happened. We're still, okay, we're safe, we're good to go. And eventually the subconscious mind go, we can trust this person. Then when the subconscious mind go, we can trust this person, we'll give a suggestibility test. We'll do something like get the hands to start going closer and closer. And it's that imagination. You don't have to be a hypnotist to start telling the story and get somebody going, what? That happened. Like if I'm describing my vacation to you and I'm telling you how much fun it was and how you and your family should go next year, I don't have to be a hypnotist to get you to go in your mind and see that. But once I get the mind used to going, okay, we can get bigger and bigger and bigger. We can start with your eyelids being stuck, and we can end with, I'm invisible, you can't see me. And we've all been looking for our keys and had that experience where, as we're looking for our keys, we say, I can't find these keys. I can't find these keys. Well, when you can't find the keys, you can't find the keys. They're right there on the table, but you already looked on. But because you're in the mindset of can't find my keys, you can't find your keys. And another thing is, you'll notice when I want people to forget things, I have them to bring up the feeling of forgetting. I often ask them, do you remember my name? Most people don't remember, like this is their first time meeting me. So I go, you remember my name? And I've thrown so much at them, they go, and I set that anchor. I snap my finger in the midst of them being in that, Now I'm finna do the same thing with your name, because if the subconscious mind can create the feeling once, it can't create it again. You can get angry about something that happened 10 years ago. People do it in my office all the time. Have people in their 50s talking about what their dad didn't do and what he should have did different when they were 5. We're 45 years removed from this, but it can still, remembering it can still bring about the emotion. So I get you to remember what it feels like to forget something. Or if they remember my name, I go, have you ever forgotten something? Like, you know it, but you forget to remember to forget. Have you ever had that experience? And even to answer that question, they got to go in the brain and find that. When they find it, you anchor it in. Okay, and you just forgot your name. What's your name? And it's all moving so quick. And sometimes they're going, no, I didn't forget my name. My name is, and you just forgot it. And you catch them in I guess these little soft spots. You catch them in transition. And once you just throw a lot of them in those transitions, and you haven't lied yet, the perception just gets more and more muddy. And once you make somebody forget their name, it's open season. Like, because they're like, wait, okay, if he can make me forget his name, now you just altered the belief again. Like, wait, he really just made me forget my name. And when I didn't make you forget,
threshold between what they knew and what you made them perceive. Wow.
We just opened it up. And once it's open, it's open. It's like a person that you trust can tell you something. And even if it's kind of hard to believe, if you trust that person, you're likely to believe. Now, if a person you've already labeled as a liar, they can tell you something believable. But because you already perceive them as a liar, you're like, I don't know. We'll follow up on that. But we've did so much. I told you to stand right here. You stood right here. I told you your eyes were going to get heavy. They got heavy. I told you your hands would start to do this, and they did this. And we just keep building on that. So we've built a lot of trust really quickly because I haven't lied yet. And even if something does fail, we repurpose it and we use whatever happens. This is important for hypnotists, coaches, really anybody. There's no such thing as failure. It's all information. You spent $5,000 on this new marketing plan. It didn't work. You could get upset, or you could figure out why it didn't work. What data did I get? What can I do with the data I got? It's about getting curious as to why it didn't work instead of getting upset about why it didn't work. But when you get curiosity it's an amazing place to exist in. You can solve any problem from a state of curiosity. So
now some people will watch you do that video when you made her forget her name, and you explain the process, but like just different things, forget numbers or do certain things. They will say that's mind control. What would you say to them though?
I would say mind control is easier than hypnosis. Hypnosis takes a certain finesse, it takes a certain confidence, it takes a certain understanding of how we as humans process information. For mind control, you need 4 very simple things: sleep deprivation, a protein deficiency, a person who's not eating properly. You need to remove their counsel. Like, you ever had an experience where you felt like you were wrong in a situation, like you were done wrong in a situation, but you call somebody you trust and just get their feedback. Like, am I overreacting, or am I right for feeling this way? So you remove their counsel. They don't have anybody to do that with, and give them something to fear. That's the ingredient for mind control. Beauty and the Beast lays it out. She can only eat with the beast. She didn't have access to food unless she was willing to eat with the beast. She couldn't sleep because of the drawer squeaking and stuff like that. She was in a room by herself. She was talking to furniture. She was isolated, and she had something to fear. It's the beast. Like, And when you look at it, that's really society that we're living in right now. How many people are up all night on screens all day and looking into these screens all day? When it's time to go to sleep, they're not sleepy. They can't sleep. They toss and turn all night. How many people are running off of caffeine and sugar? Don't have any protein in their body. Skipping breakfast, eating for the first time around 1 p.m., 2 p.m. They call us and go, "I'm anxious." Of course you're anxious. You're running off of caffeine and sugar. And how many people are afraid of COVID, afraid of the rising gas prices, afraid of the real estate market? And if everybody's just as hungry as you are, just as tired as you are, and just as confused as you are, where's your counsel? Where's your people to go bounce ideas off of if everybody else is just as scared and just as afraid and just as protein deficient as you are? Like, it's mind control is purposely weakening the mental faculties, making sure the mind doesn't have the things that it needs to properly process things. But when I'm about to help somebody quit smoking, hey, I don't know how much water you typically drink, but I encourage you to drink as much water as you can leading up to our session, because a hydrated brain is a brain that's ready to be rewired. Those neural pathways are nice and firing off. I can hypnotize you dehydrated, but it works so much better if you don't show up full, but get a nice, well-balanced meal and show up with your body having I don't want to starve you. I want to feed you. I don't want to isolate you in your quit smoking program. Hopefully, if you come to me to quit smoking, I want a wife and kids, or a husband and kids at home cheering for you and wanting this thing. I don't want to isolate you. I want to build a community around the change you want. I want you getting really good night's sleep so we can wire in these new habits and bin out the old habit. I want you sleepy. So hypnosis is, as hypnotists, we want the opposite of mind control, really. We want your compliance. Even in street hypnosis, I want your buy-in. People go, "I bet you can't hypnotize me." You're right. next person. And those are usually the people who want to be hypnotized the most. People are trying to use reverse psychology on the hypnotist. "I bet you can't hypnotize me." I bet you're right. Next person. Let's go. Okay, I'll do it. Let's do it.
But now then some people will see you doing the street hypnosis, having people throw away their cigarettes or whatever, and they'll say, "Well, I want you to make me lose weight or help me quit smoking, but just don't make me quack like a dog or bark like a dog or quack like a duck."
Quack like a duck.
Can't you do that? Can't you make me do that without me having to put any work in?
I tell them I don't make people do anything. I'm like, when I was a young hypnotist, I had this mindset of making people do things, but now the first thing it says on my website, if you don't desire to be the best version of yourself, just log off. Like, I'm not about to beat you into change, but if you want to change, I got 16 years of experience of how to change really quickly, and I'll share it all with you. But I want you at tipping point. So tipping point is at that point where you're like, "Listen, I know I can do this. It's just, I don't know. I need that last little push to get over." And those are the clients I work with. I mentor a lot of younger hypnotists, and all of my clients are hard. At the end of the day, I'm so stressed out, and I always ask, like, what is your marketing saying? Like, because if you're looking for broken people, you're going to find broken people. But if you're looking for people who are ready to change, excited about change, so you got to ask yourself, what energy am I putting out? Because I put out the energy of, hey, change can be fun, change can be exciting. And to get back to the question that I moved away from, the barking like a dog and quacking like a duck, that's it's really a lot in that statement. It shows, I think I even say that on my website. Some people use hypnosis to make people bark like dogs and quack like ducks. I use hypnosis to boss people up. When you see those examples of people in stage hypnosis and they're barking like dogs, those people are hand selected. You can't just walk up to anybody and go bark like a dog. You might get punched in the face. But when you're doing when you're doing stage hypnosis, you come out and you get what's known as a pre-talk. So if I was doing stage hypnosis, I'll go, hey guys, I'm Big Abundant. I'm a professional hypnotist, and we're about to have some fun today. In a moment, I'm going to get about 20 people up on the stage. Now, I need 20 people that want to have fun. I need 20 people that aren't afraid to laugh at themselves. If you're going to be up here arms crossed and angry, stay in the crowd. This is not for you. You can enjoy the show, but enjoy it from the crowd. But let me see the hands of the people who want to come up here, help me entertain these people who want to be the star of the show tonight. I just ruled out everybody that's not willing like a dog, bark like a dog. The people who are raising their hand and going, ooh, me. These are the people who want to perform. They want an excuse to come on the stage and act silly, and I'm going to give it to them. And we're going to do barking like a dog. It's so played out. People going to make me bark like a dog. If I can get you to do anything, you think I'll pick bark like a... That's so boring. That's so 1960s, like... It's so much other stuff we can do besides bark like a dog. But that's what TV shows. And even the like a dog, it shows you it uncovers a lot about how hypnosis works. I have to reference it to something you experienced. You've never just, I'm guessing you've never just randomly barked before. So I have to reference it to that like a dog. Allow your body to melt down into that chair like an ice cream. Like, you have to give the subconscious mind loves metaphors. So that like a dog is showing you a lot about how hypnosis works. I'm not making you bark. I'm connecting you acting like a dog and you following out that action. I wish I had like a diagram and we could draw a little bit, but I'm getting a little deeper into that than I intended to. So I'm gonna land the plane.
Well, it's kind of like, I guess we watch these movies, I started as a kid watching horror movies, right? The old Dracula movies, and where he's like, look into my eyes, and he could command them to do stuff. And then you see stuff like the movie Black Magic, where Cagliostro is commanding the people to do stuff in it, and they do it. And then you get movies like today, Get Out, and you see trance. So that brings the question to mind: can hypnosis really make people do things that are morally wrong, like kill someone? Or what do you say to that?
So we're going to circle back to the Get Out, to the hypnosis scene in Get Out. But the thing about hypnosis is anytime something that goes against who you are as a person, something that violates your morals, it snaps you out of the trance. It's like you could be on a date with someone. It could be going really well to the point where you're losing track of time. The food is good. You're enjoying their company. Like, you're just so wrapped up in this experience. But if that person says something that violates your morals, instantly, that, like, the trance is disrupted. This interview right now that we're doing, this podcast, is going really well. It would only take one of us to say something like wild and outlandish, and it just changed. It's like, all right, interview over. Thanks for coming, guys. Big Abundant has lost his mind. I'm ending it. The trance is over. Hypnosis works the same way. In the beginning, we set up this frame. Like, I work with professional athletes. I don't hypnotize my professional athletes. I coach them. And as long as we're staying in that frame of coaching, they go deeper and deeper and deeper. When I work with like police officers or military people, I don't coach them, I instruct them. These are people who are used to taking instruction. And as long as I keep it in this frame of giving them instruction, they go deeper and deeper and deeper. So what a hypnotist does is we set up the frame, and you pick that frame depending on where you are. If I'm in a classroom setting, the frame that I'm going to use is teaching. Like when I teach marketing to other hypnotists, the frame that I use is I'm teaching you hypnosis, and I'm not pulling out a pocket watch, but guess what's happening as I'm teaching them? They're going deeper and deeper and deeper, and the better I teach them, the better they feel. But if I break that frame by something that they didn't agree to, the teaching, I just, and they snap out of it. So that's the thing about hypnosis. Now, if you are already morally wired to kill, yeah, we could use hypnosis to get you there, because it's not going to disturb you out of the trance. You're like, yeah, that's a Tuesday morning to me. I'll do that. But if that's something that goes against who you are as a person, you snap right out of hypnosis, and you go, that was fun. I don't want to do this anymore. But That's how it works. So yeah, if you are already a killer, yeah, I can use hypnosis to get you to kill.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't there already, you'll get real uncomfortable, and uncomfortable people don't stay in trance. They snap out of it.
Yeah, because I mean, if hypnotherapists or hypnotists could command people to do stuff, and it worked like that, the psychologists and psychiatrists will just, I mean, that
chance.
It'll be a one and done.
Right.
They could command psychosis to be over and done with.
Right.
You know? The politicians would hypnotize you, and they would always have what they want, right? So,
and that's another episode. We can talk about how politicians use a lot of hypnosis. Like politicians, they might not do it consciously, but as a hypnotist, I know hypnosis when I see hypnosis. I know a hypnotic handshake when I see one. Like watch that video that I was doing with that
hypnotic modality. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's church. You know.
Very much so. Look at church. You've been there for 3 or 4 hours. You're hungry. Yeah. And if you don't get on board, you're isolated. If you don't go join in with everybody else, you don't got any counsel. It's a lot of overlap. And I used to be a church musician, and through the piano, you could control if I was ready to go home, altar call music would get me home a lot quicker. And the pastor would go, the Spirit is moving me to wrap up. It's actually me at the piano. But we could call it that. But hypnosis is everywhere, man. It's like explaining to a fish what water is. You like, it's right there. The fish is like, where? You like, it's right there. The fish is like, where? Because it's in the marketing, it's in the music, it's in the books, it's in there, it's in everything.
Yeah. I mean, they have, so that's what I always say. You know, you can get engrossed in a good song and it takes you way back. You are not present. It puts that subconscious mind to the forefront and that conscious mind to the back, and you're in hypnosis.
And one of people's favorite things to see is, you're not hypnotizing me. I saw Get Out. So in that statement, you just admitted that what's his name? Peele.
I don't know his name in the movie.
Oh no, I'm saying the guy who wrote the movie.
I can't think. I
Peele.
don't know.
His last name is Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. So you're saying Jordan Peele made up this story, put it on tape, put it on a screen. I watched it and it changed my perception. Jordan Peele bypassed your critical area of mind, touched your emotions, pulled your emotional strings, and he taught you a new pattern. He hypnotized you, and he isn't a professional hypnotist. If he can hypnotize you, guess what? A professional hypnotist definitely can hypnotize you. But that's
and then there are these people who are actually being controlled. They're allowing their minds to be controlled. Like, you look at cults, they don't just come out and command you to do stuff or to control your life. They set you up. They have a whole system. Like they start out, they build you up. They make you feel good. They make you feel special. They use peer pressure. And then they gradually chip you away at controlling you. They build you up, they break you down, and then they keep you there.
Look at Apple. Look at Coca-Cola. Look at things like Apple. Look at things like Coca-Cola. If you bring somebody a Pepsi and they're part of the Coca-Cola Coke, they don't like that. If you hand somebody an Android and they're a part of the Apple Coke, I don't want this. What am I going to do with this? Like, it's everywhere, man. It's everywhere.
That's good. Now, if you have a question, feel free to leave a comment and we will answer the questions. And if you're watching this on the replay, we will get back to you. I'm going to have Big Abundant put his information in the chat, and we'll put that up for you. But so tell us about anything we haven't discussed that you feel is important for the audience to know.
You're always under the influence of something. people go, you can't hypnotize me. I can't be hypnotized. Let me tell you something. If you can't be hypnotized, your quality of life is horrible. If you can't look at your family and feel things just from seeing those people, if you can't watch a scary movie and feel things, if you can't watch a sad movie and feel things, like you're always under the influence of something. And the only way to stop yourself from being hypnotized by things outside of yourself is to know exactly where you're going. So many people walk through life and they're very clear on what they don't want, but they never take time to define what they do want. Imagine if you get in an Uber. You're in the back of the Uber and you say, don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. There's teenagers there. They're walking around and the prices are too high. I hate the mall. Okay. Like you told the driver where you didn't want to go, but you never gave him clear directions on where you wanted to go. So if I'm your driver, I'm just going to start driving you in circles because the clock is running, your fare is running. And the only thing you told me is not to take you to the mall. And in life, it's the same way. If you're walking around, I don't want to be depressed. I don't want this. I don't want that. Okay. What do you want? Because your heart isn't getting any younger. Your lungs aren't getting any younger. Like your body is getting closer and closer to death every day. So you should probably tell the driver, the conscious mind, where you would like to go. And so you can get on that journey, get clear on what you want out of life. Every time, well, not every time, but a lot of times in session, people can so elegantly describe to me what they don't want. Then the moment I go, okay, what do you want instead? And instead, the eyes glance over. And the subconscious mind, it doesn't negate information. Like right now, if I say, whatever you do, don't think about a blue tree. Don't think about that blue tree with those blue leaves. Don't think about the blue tree. The harder you try not to think about the blue tree, the more you think about the blue tree. The harder you try not to be depressed, the more you find yourself thinking about depression and the thoughts that run with it. So like we got to take our focus off of what we don't want and put our focus on what we do want. And that's the only way to stop somebody from hypnotizing you. Me, a commercial, Renee, or anybody. If you don't want to be influenced by things, the only way to stop that is to get laser focused on something. Then your reticular activation system will automatically rule out everything that doesn't align with that thing. So you got to have goals. You need to know what you want and have an estimated timeline to get it. So you're so focused in on it. You're so hypnotized by your goal that nobody else can break that trance. When you watch me hypnotize people in the street, it's sirens going off in the back, other people passing by, oh, she's hypnotizing, but she's in my trance right now. She's in this trance with me. So other people can say sleep, and it's not going to have any effect on her because she didn't get focused on them. She got focused on me. So you get so hypnotized by your goal that you're already in a trance. Then when the street hypnotist comes up, unless you're willing to say, okay, I'm going to sit that down for a minute and put my attention here, I can't hypnotize you. It takes you, a lot of hypnosis is built on, they actually want to change the name of hypnosis to, what is it? Monofocus, I can't remember.
I can't be like the monofocus architect.
It wasn't monofocus. It was mono, but it's dealing with focusing on one thing so intently that you become influenced by it. Everything else falls to the wayside. But when you don't have goals and you only know what you want, the Uber driver just drives you around. You can see a commercial. You go, oh, I'm doing that. You can pass by a billboard and go, oh, I'm doing that. But when you don't know where you're going, any road to do. So get clear on where you're going, where you're headed. And you can do this by yourself. You can do this with a hypnotist, but some type of way you need to arrive at what do I want out of life? What do I want 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now? And you can change your mind. Sometimes people are so scared to write things down. What if I change my mind? Then you grab another sheet of paper, write something else down. You can.
So we talked about people who are afraid to be hypnotized. We talked about the differences of hypnosis versus mind control. We dispelled a lot of myths. What would you say? Why should people want to get hypnotized? I would assume if I'm working on
Oh
something,
man.
I would want to be hypnotized because I have a set of goals. So tell us, why should we want to allow Big Abundant to hypnotize us?
Because everything you learn through hypnosis. and the only way to learn new things is through hypnosis. My favorite teacher, my third grade teacher, Miss Henley, greatest hypnotist I ever met. She doesn't even know she's a hypnotist. She used to teach us origami and how to make things out of paper. I'm 30 years old and I still remember how to make the things that this lady showed me when how old are you in the third grade? Like, I don't know, 9? Yeah, my kids are in the third grade, so 9. I remember how to make things that she taught me how to make at 9 as a 30-year-old man, because she was such a good hypnotist. She was so good at getting it to stick in there. So the reason you would want to get hypnotized is because you already are. It's a reason the teacher said, hey, sit still, eyes on me. She wants eye fixation. She wants to put you in a trance because she can't put the information in until she gets you in a trance. So if you got a habit like, I want to quit smoking. First off, let's look at how you learned the habit of smoking. First cigarette, you hated it. You coughed, your body was not feeling it, but you kept doing it, and through the law of repetition, you learned to like smoke. Through doing it over and over again, your body made the adjustments to allow you to do that. Then you applied this other hypnotic law called the law of association. You started to connect smoking with things like hanging with friends. You started to connect smoking like stepping away from work and going outside for fresh air. So you make all of these positive associations with smoking. Guess what's great for breaking habits that you use association and repetition to do? I can't think of a better tool than hypnosis. So many people go, I tried the patches aren't working. The patches aren't working because you're not addicted to nicotine. You have the habit of smoking. If it was as simple as a nicotine addiction, you can slap the patch on and you would be good to go. But as long as I've been doing this, nobody has ever come to me for being addicted to nicotine patches. I got a lot of hypnotist friends. I'm gonna check with some people. Has anybody ever come to you, Renee, and say, I'm addicted to nicotine patches, I can't stop wearing them? I've never seen it. Like, so it's not a nicotine addiction. It's something you've learned the habit of doing. The fastest way I know to break a habit is hypnosis. I get hypnotized once a week, and people who knew me like in high school and stuff, and they see the stuff I do now, like, is that the same? Yes, I meet with a hypnotist once a week. That's where the confidence comes from. I meet with a hypnotist once a week. That's where the clarity comes from. I know exactly what I want, and not only do I know what I want at a conscious level and at a subconscious level, because we talk about how the subconscious mind is 88%, where the conscious mind is only 12%. So me wanting a certain amount of money consciously, me wanting my body to look a certain way consciously, me wanting my family dynamic to look a certain way consciously, if I don't find a way to get that 88% on board, good luck. And hypnosis is, it is the only way, because any other form that does it, it uses hypnosis. The journaling is self-hypnosis. Affirmations is self-hypnosis. Like, it's people
but you
are using
can do
hypnosis
that all day long. You can journal. I journaled for years, but was not able to break through with getting those old family patterns removed. So I'm telling you, listen to Big Abundant.
Because the hypnotist, like most people, I go, do you journal? They go, yeah, I journal. I go, can I read a page from your journal that you don't mind sharing? And it's full of what they don't want. And you're hypnotizing yourself into what you don't want. So it's like you're hypnotizing yourself. You're just not doing it in the right direction. So actually, hypnosis is what's keeping you stuck. And I'm all over the place with this because it's one of my favorite subjects. But from the ages of 0 to 8, you live in hypnosis. That's how you learn the language so quick. That's how you learn how to walk. That's how you learn how to talk. I got 2 9-year-olds right now, and they're coming out of that hypnosis stage. And oh man, it was so much easier when they were in hypnosis, because now they got a lot of questions. Like, you can't just tell them things. Well, Daddy, how is such and such and such? Now, the critical mind is in play now. But the things that they believe about their self-esteem, they're there. The things that they believe about themselves, they're in there now. And the only way to change those subconscious beliefs is through hypnosis. Like,
Are they twins?
nah, Big Abundant was busy in 2013.
I have twins.
2013 was a busy year.
Okay.
I used to tell people they were twins. Like, people ask, like, are they twins? I'd be like, yeah. My daddy go, Daddy, my birthday is in October. His birthday is in March. We aren't twins. Like, they out of hypnosis now. So I just tell people, like, yeah, they be busting me out, man. But no, they're not twins. But they're the age now where they were never. Well, my daughter was always kind of interested, but this summer when they were out of school and I was taking them out to hypnotize people with me, and they are interested in it now. And I'm so excited because now, I get to do hypnosis with two of my favorite people. And kids are good at hypnosis because kids don't understand fear. What holds so many adults back with learning hypnosis is they're scared to fail. And big fear brings an energy with it that makes it hard to put people in the trance. But kids, you juice them up, give them a little pep talk. Kids try anything. But it's amazing. We have the time of our life.
I mean, I'm still fascinated by it, and I'm learning different stuff all the time. So it's just fascinating. It's nothing to fear.
The overlap is they one and the same. They are one and the same. The street hypnosis and the therapy, they tie in so much. And I'm actually sending George an email. I already got it typed up and everything. I want to do an AHA presentation on street hypnosis and using it to funnel business using it to funnel in clients. It's a great way to funnel in clients. Yeah.
That is awesome. Can you type in your information on where people can reach you in the chat, and then I can put it up?
Sure.
Because he is an amazing hypnotist, you guys, hypnotherapist, and master. Is it Master Street Hypnotist?
I don't care. We be out here hypnotizing people. Yeah, they could call it whatever they want. It wouldn't let me go to the comments, but I put it in our chat. But everything is Big Abundant. BigAbundant.com. You can get to everything from there. And let's see.
So that is his website, BigAbundant.com. So you can reach him there.
And come hang out with us.
What social media outlets are you on?
Clubhouse, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere, man. But it's Big Abundant on everything. And come ask me questions. Too? Yep. Come ask us questions. Come challenge us. I don't care if you think it's real, think it's fake. I love talking about hypnosis.
And you're on YouTube as well, right?
YouTube. You know where I'm at better than I do.
So YouTube, you know what? You can see a lot of his street hypnosis on YouTube, and they're really fascinating. It was so fun. Some of them are so funny. They're very engaging. So you should check them out over there on YouTube for sure. And reach out to him because he's a very fine hypnotist. He has a passion for it. Those are the people you want to be your hypnotherapist because they have a passion for it, and they will collaborate with you. Like he has been telling us, know what you want. You don't talk about what you don't want. Talk about what you want, and he will help you achieve your goals.
And not even really help you. You do all of the hard work. We're there to sit there and point and keep you on track. Really, like it's you the superstar. It's your imagination. It's your body. We've just had a lot of practice with how to excite the imagination. And when you get excited, like you'll be surprised how the gaps start to fill in by themselves. But I'm going to quit talking because this will be an 8-hour podcast if I keep going. But,
it's been a pleasure having you, and you have to come back again at some point.
Sure.
And if I'd be happy to be on your show. Do you have a podcast?
We put it on pause, but we got 2 podcasts getting ready to roll out. I put everything on pause during this move. But we got Make It Make Sense, and that's the podcast that I'm doing with Soul. He's another hypnotist, and combined, him and I, we got over 30 years of experience. But we'll just be talking about different things that we notice as hypnotists, and the hypnosis is going on in the world right before our eyes, and we don't even notice it. So we'll be peeling back that onion a lot. And then we got another podcast called Successful Stoner, and on there we'll be talking about success and marketing from a very laid back approach. My grandmother, she's always called, you need to talk to your little cousin, you need to get on them. And these kids don't respond to like finger wagging and this like, and they don't respond to it. So the Successful Stoner podcast is, we're going to be talking about success principles and like the power of desire, the power of having goals, how to set goals. But we're going to be talking about it in very laid back, entertaining ways. I will be using a lot of conversational hypnosis. You will get hypnotized if you watch. But I promise you, you won't be hypnotized to do anything against your best interest.
And
but
are those podcasts on Clubhouse?
What's that?
It's the podcast on Clubhouse.
We are using Clubhouse as like a incubation chamber, just to throw ideas around. But we'll ultimately be putting them on YouTube, real similar to how we doing here, Facebook Live and stuff like that. But we definitely have. I get on Clubhouse when I just feel like talking.
Oh, okay.
But
I've been on your Clubhouse, and very engaging and very enlightening, even for me. I mean, you've read far more books than I have on hypnosis, but
we love it when you come too, because you teach us things too, because you bring a different background, a different set of skills. So if people see me on Clubhouse, they think I'm always just learning. I mean, I'm always teaching. I keep notepads, and I'm learning with everybody else, man.
We learn from everybody.
Like you said earlier, you never quit learning. As soon as you stop learning, you're done.
Right.
Like, yeah.
We have a comment, Big Abundant, that says this conversation dispelled many myths. So thank you for doing that, dispelling that myths. And I figured that bringing a street hypnotist to talk about it would be more impactful than me talking about it myself. So thank you so much for joining us. And I will reach out to him on Clubhouse as what's it called? Big Abundant, right?
Big
Abundant. Or Make It
Mm-hmm.
Make Sense. I can't remember which one.
Make It Make Sense is that's the name of the club. But if you just type in Big Abundant, it'll pull me up in the club, and you can find the club and everything through there. But
definitely check him out on YouTube, because he's very, very
Please do. Do.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. That's all for this week. Next week we will be talking about crystal healing. So be sure to tune in next Sunday.